standing out with direct mail grabbers. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live, brought to you live every day from Grants Pass, Oregon. Back here today, we're looking specifically at a piece of mail that dropped in. And this is one that anyone that's in Southern Oregon has probably gotten these before from Butler Automotive Group. They sell Fords and Acuras. It's one of the large dealerships here locally. And if you asked me before I'll tell you that I'll go cover that in a second. I want to show you one specific thing about this piece of junk mail, that what I lovingly refer to as junk mail, because I work a lot in junk mail. I help people to use even physical direct mail like this to get attention. It's all about standing out. If you can stand out with your customers, you have a chance of being heard, and then eventually take them down the line of being known, liked, and trusted, right? How do you get known? First, you got to stand. You got to rise above everything. And oftentimes when we get a bunch of stuff in the mail, we parse through it pretty quick. Pay attention next time you grab the mail and you've got a handful of things. What are you doing? You're looking for, okay, what is the stuff I don't need? What is the stuff that I don't even need to think about, look at, or do anything else with? And one of these would normally be something that you would just kind of toss aside. The difference is, with this particular one, is that it comes with a little key. It's an actual physical key. Now it's not. It hasn't been cut specifically so that it works on anything, but it's one of those deals that they send you an actual key. It's taped on here, and it says your odds of winning this SUV is 1 in 71,158 if you received a key and your confirmation code matches the prize board. You are the winner of a 2019 Ford Escape SE or $25,000 in cash. That's all this is a representative. All it is, but many people don't know why something like this is in a piece of mail. And it's because it stops you. It stops you like in everything else. And it's in the industry, it's referred to as lumpy mail or as a grabber. I remember Gary Halbert, famous marketing genius, used to talk about grabbers. This is, and oftentimes they talk about those being in an envelope, but this is an example of a free mailer that is, it's a mailers that you normally just kind of toss aside, but it grabs your attention. It's a little heavier, and if you're feel something a little lumpy in it, and you're going to pay attention to this little key, whether you've received one of these before or not, I always notice this little key when it shows up. It comes a couple times a year that they do this same deal over and over again, and I can tell you it probably works for them because they do it over and over and over again. So it must be working. It must be worth tossing in a little bit of extra metal and plastic into the cost of the mailer to get that extra little attention, to make you stop just a little bit and pay a little closer attention to their little piece of mail here, rather than just tossing it aside like every other piece of junk mail that just kind of comes through. And it's obvious right off the bat, it's an ad. But this little grabber stops you. It's all about standing out. Now, I don't know whether it works for them or not. They may just be doing it because they've always done it. Yeah, it's funny how businesses can work sometimes. Sometimes I love to find out if you are in the Southern Oregon area and you know anything about the Butler Automotive Group or the marketing people that work with them to build this little thing. I'd be interested to know how well it works for them, because I could tell you I could always talk about these guys out the keys a few times a year. I could always tell you about it. It was always one of those things that's always on my mind. But I couldn't tell you which automotive group did it. I really couldn't. I knew it was one of the big ones, but I couldn't tell you that it was Butler Automotive Group. So it's not a name recognition thing that they were going for. They're going for specific people, I think, specific people that are in the market for a car, and just trying to get your attention that split second longer may just do the trick. That's just one example. There are a million examples. I love lumpy mail. I love any type of mail that's different and odd and off the wall. Most people don't know you can mail just about anything. There are people that mail coconuts that all you do is if you put a label on it and you can fit the postage on it, you can get it through the mail. As long as it's not hazardous or alive or anything. I think you can do some things. Well, I know you can do some things alive. You can send chicken eggs through the mail. You can send chickens through the mail. But you got to do it the special way. But you could take a coconut and hollow it out and seal it back together, and you could have that be a mailer. I mean, there are a million things out there. 3D mail results, I think I've talked about on here before. 3dmailresults.com, I think, is the website. They've got some great examples of lumpy mail. But I just want you to think of the concept of standing out, about being just different enough. Get a little bit more attention. Now, if you could be more different, if you could be more outrageous, if you could stand out a whole lot more, that's a key to really being able to capture people's imaginations and to get them to pay attention a little bit longer so that they get to that point where that they know, they like, and they trust you. And that leads the way to having an ongoing customer or client. So just a little piece. If you'd like to see how you can stand out more as a business, then I'd love to be able to talk to you. Go to brianjpombo.com. And you could also go to dreambizchat.com, especially if you are a business owner or executive that's in the self-reliance field, meaning you have products and services that encourage people to become more self-reliant. Go to dreambizchat.com. The link is in the description, above, below, depending on where you're watching or listening to this. So you have a great day. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.